Life unscripted from prep to play. Pull up a chair.
Hi everybody, welcome back to From Prep to Plate. As always, I'm your humble home cook, Chef Montgomery. This is the second time we had to film this episode or shoot it. I accidentally, during editing of one of the other shows, I realized I deleted this show, and here I am doing it again. I'm sure those of you that are out there that do this on your own for the editing and everything, I'm not the only one that's ever done that. So here we are. Today what we're going to make is because it's hot outside, it's summertime here in the Midwest, we do a lot of barbecues, outside cookouts and things like that. So I thought it would be good that this time we do a zesty Italian salad that you can make at home for your family. You can take it to a barbecue, you can take it to your neighbors, whatever. So what I've done is I have tricolor rotini, which is the curly noodle. So we're going to use that today. Behind me today, we're going to use a pot behind me because it'll boil up faster. What I've done is I've got the tricolor already in the boiling water. I've added salt also to the water. The salt adds flavor. Never cook a pasta without the salt. It kind of helps break things down and gives a little extra to it. What we're going to do is I also have a green and yellow pepper that you can see. I have some parsley, which we're going to cut up and add. I like a little green in there as well. I have a cucumber. This, you'll see that it's cut. I used some of this from the other show that I pulled the boo-boo on, so we're going to use the rest of that. And we also have some baby cherry tomatoes that we're going to use today. And then a pasta salad is not complete unless you add what, dear?
Pepperoni.
Pepperoni. So there was a commercial a long time ago with the guy with the drums and cymbals that would walk around and sing pepperoni. And anyway, moving on. We have some zesty Italian dressing that we're going to use. We have some Italian seasonings, and we have some black pepper. All of these items we're going to use within the dish. So while that's over there going, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start cutting up the peppers. And I'm just cutting the top off, and I'm going inside and just kind of pulling out some of the inside. There we go, just like that, okay? And I'm not gonna use the whole one in this salad, so I'm gonna use half of this. Then again, knife is sharp, hands are clean, workspace is clean before I got started. Knife safety, remember, never use a dull knife, always make sure it's sharp. Never what? Don't throw the knife in the sink where people can't see it. You never know who's going to reach in there, and we don't want anyone hurt, okay? And there we have a little boil over, I see. We can turn around real quick, turn that down just a bit while that goes. Okay, we're going to continue cutting these peppers. Be careful with the peppers or the knife around your fingers. Be careful with the peppers around your fingers. Jeez. And I'm just getting ready. I'm doing up all my mise en place right now, which means prep. I hope you guys are really enjoying the show. I'm having a lot of fun doing these. Today, we are happy to announce that we have a new, well, not a new sponsor, but an actual production sponsor now for the kitchen here, which is the center. And you can find that right here. You take a look with some information. Chris, why don't you tell them a little bit about the center here while I'm cutting these up?
Okay. The Mount Morris Senior and Community Center, which is located on 9 East Front Street in Mount Morris, is an event space. It's a community. There's a lot for the community to have. Right now, we're cooking in a licensed commercial kitchen, which can be rented, as well as the adjoining dining room, which holds quite a few people. So if you're looking to have a shower or a reunion or any kind of a party, be sure to call us 815-734-4335.
That's right. Again, right here in Mount Morris, Illinois. You don't have to live in town to rent it. So, but I love this kitchen. You've seen me using this in every episode that we've had so far. What I'm doing back here is with the pasta, I want to get it al dente, which is, for this noodle, is about 7 minutes. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as I cut up my green pepper here. Now, as far as knife skills go, we're home chefs. Don't worry, just try to get the cuts evenly so you don't have some pieces larger than others. Watch where your knife goes. Keep aware where your fingers are at all time. When you're cutting things, don't get distracted. If you're in the kitchen and you're angry, don't play with knives, children. Great way to show your kids how to use knives. Get them involved. Remember, I'm always big about helping to create memories. You know, the kids are, kids today need to learn things. Just giving them something that they can toss in a microwave and ding, it's done is interesting today. Teach them how to cook. Teach them to love what they make. Okay, so all I'm doing, as you can see, nice colors in here right now. We're adding everything to it. I'm gonna slice up some cucumber next. Turn that pasta down, it's almost ready. So what I'm gonna do with the cucumber now is I'm gonna cut medallions. Now the cool thing about cucumbers, if you've never done it, if you like cucumbers, I was just telling someone this the other day and they'd never heard of it. Cut the cucumbers up like this, cut them in half or quarters, and then go ahead and put them in a pitcher of water and then stick that in the refrigerator. Cucumber water, boy, real refreshing. Great flavor. Okay, so now what I'm going to do with the cucumber is, as you can see, I'm just going to stack them up. Watch where my knife is, my fingers, and I'm cutting these into quarters. Very easy, very quick to make this dish. Lots of flavors and everything in there. Even I might as well just go ahead and use that whole cucumber while I'm at it. It's funny how fast this episode for the reshoot is going compared to the first time we did this, which is kind of good that we're redoing it. Chris's mic stopped working last time. Hopefully it's recording and working this time. You can hear yourself over there?
Seems to be working.
Okay, seems to be working. Good. Okay. The pasta is al dente. I'm going to set that to the side. Now, cherry tomatoes. There's a trick that you can do with these. If you've got a couple small Tupperware lids, you can put a lid on, put your cherry tomatoes on, put the other lid on top, take your knife and slice it right in between the lids. Boom! Instant halved tomatoes. Today, I'm just going to use the knife. Do it the old-fashioned way. And as you can see from here above, I'm just slicing the tomatoes in half. Looks like this knife needs to be sharpened again. How can you tell if it needs to be sharpened? Well, that's a good question. I'm glad you asked. If I'm cutting like the tomatoes and if I'm pushing down on it and it doesn't seem to be breaking the tomato, which should be pretty easy to cut into, and it's I have to exert a lot of effort, tells me I need to sharpen that knife. So keep that in mind for me, hun. I got to sharpen that one up. Okay. Real quick, I'll be right back. I'm going to take the noodles over here. I'm going to put them in a strainer over in the sink. Now, safety. Use pot holders. All right. Use pot holders. Use a pan lid, and you're going to put it over just so it leaves a little room so that when you pour it into the strainer in the sink, it lets the water out but keeps the noodles from splashing all over the place. But use pot holders because the pot will be hot. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pour this in. And then I'm going to rinse it with cold water and let them sit while we complete the rest of our mise en place there and prep everything. Now, with this pasta dish, set this over here. With the pasta dish itself, I know you can't see me over here at the strainer, but all I'm doing is I'm rinsing it under cold water real quick. This is where I need another camera, Chris, eventually, so I can aim it over the sink section too. Well, one thing at a time, right?
Right.
Grow our channel and buy more equipment. So I'm just rinsing up under cold water. Now let that sit here and strain out. Now, the thing about the pasta salad is it's always best if you can put it in the refrigerator for an hour or two just to let it get nice and chilled. What we're going to do is we're going to pour it in here today. We're going to sample it while it's still kind of warmish. So, all right, now what we're going to do, grab some pepperoni out of here. Pepperoni. Want a piece of pepperoni?
No.
No. Okay. All right. We're going to do the same thing with these as we did the cucumber. Slice it in half. Slice it in half. Now I have quarters. I'm going to stack this up. Slice it in half. Slice it in half. And again, Morgan, why are you showing me every single step and talking me through it? That's what we're about. Again, we started this channel because we were approached by a lot of people that said they don't know how to cook anything, not even basics. And if there were someone out there that would make dishes and show us step by step that we could follow at home, that'd work out great. You know what? By golly, you're right. Let's do that. So we started this. And yes, there are those that have said, get to the point, it's taken too long. Okay, this show is probably not for you. This is for moms, dads, younger individuals that live on their own, that are trying to figure out how to cook and make a meal without the microwave all the time. You know, TV dinners, a lot of that stuff is got preservatives and everything else in some of the dishes. That's not always good for you. Okay, so we want to kind of break things down. All right, we've got our pepperoni. So we've got our pepperoni. We've got our green and yellow peppers in here. We've got the cucumber. Look at all the colors in there. That's beautiful. All right, so next I'm going to move these peppers out of the way. And I'm going to slice up a little bit of the parsley here because I like a little extra green in there. I don't need the stems, so I'm going to cut these guys off. And I'm just going to take the knife, now I'm going to chop. Again, be careful where your knife is, watch your fingers. And I'm going to go through this and chop it a few times to make the parsley a little smaller. You can add thyme to this. You can add all different kinds of seasonings. But you want to go through and make sure that you've got this all pieces about equal size. You don't want any real large pieces if you can get away with it. You know, there used to be a chef, Anne Burrell, which I'm sure many of you remember her. I loved watching her America's Worst Cooks show, where they would put their finger on the knife like this and cut, and she'd come over with the marker and mark it. So that's one thing I always keep in the back of my mind. I kind of laugh when I start to do that, was that marker is going to be pulled out. Get your finger off there. So you have to laugh. All right, we're going to put this in. Okay, and I'm actually done with my cutting board. So I'm going to move this out of the way here real quick. My knife is going on the side of the sink over there, so it's out of the way. Clean off my station here real quick. Remember, as you cook, don't be afraid to clean. If you clean your pans, your dishes and stuff as you cook, you'll never go wrong, because you will probably end up needing it again when you're doing stuff up. All right? So now I'm going to grab my pasta. Again, look at all the ingredients. Look at all the color. Okay? Hard to get that when you go to the store, but you get fresh vegetables and stuff. Do it yourself. Have fun. That's the whole fun thing about when you cook. Again, cook with love. Don't just cook to be cooking. You're going to notice a difference in the way food tastes. So, as you can see, I'm going to move this a little bit more over here under this camera. I'm going to start stirring all these vegetables together in with the pasta. I want to get a nice mix. And I like to turn the bowl as I do this instead of just trying to turn the spoon. I get a better mix that way. I'm going all the way to the bottom of the salad so it all gets incorporated in there. Now I'm going to add just a little pepper. This is where the seasonings come in. I don't need salt because I've already salted stuff, and I like Italian seasoning. I go some to sandwich places to have a sandwich. One of the things I do is I have them do oregano. I love oregano. And they do that single sprinkle, and I look at them, can I have some more? And next thing you know, they're laughing because I just love it. Just keep going. Make me happy. Get it in there. All right, now we have a nice mix. Next comes the Zesty Italian. This is what makes it nice and creamy, juicy. Now, when you're doing the Italian dressing, again, I'm just kind of stirring this up. I'm going to turn the bowl. I'm getting a nice mix. Save some, don't use it all in the first batch, because what's going to happen is if you're going to put this into the refrigerator so it cools down, which I recommend, for 1 to 2 hours, once you take it out and start to stir it again, you're going to find that it's kind of dried up a little bit. The noodles and everything have absorbed some of that zesty dressing, and you're going to need it to put it back on to rehydrate it just a little bit back in there. All right, so we're going this. I'm gonna mix this up, incorporate it a little bit more. And this right here, this would be great for the kids to stir so they can see what it all looks like and point out all the colors and everything that's in there. Again, it's just some great colors and everything. Now comes the fun part. Quick sample. I'm going to try to get the pasta's perfect. The seasonings are perfect. I can taste the tomatoes, all the good stuff in there. That's going to be amazing when it's cold. But now, Chris, if you could actually hand me, we got one more thing to do. We're going to get a bowl, and if you could hand me the Parmesan cheese, please. What I'm going to do is put some of this in a bowl. try to incorporate, get a little bit of everything in here. There's some tomatoes. Let's get some pepperoni in there. Sticking to my spoon. I'll grab another spoon. Gotta have the pepperoni in there. Okay, we're gonna put that to the side. Next, what we got is we have a grater. We have our Parmesan cheese. Now, if you don't have a grater, if you don't have access to the Parmesan cheese, the block, to do it yourself, you can buy the store-bought stuff, but I prefer having it fresh off the block. So I'm gonna go ahead and just grate this straight into the pasta here. So give me just a second. Okay. And as you can see now, all that nice Parmesan, fresh Parmesan is on there. Chris, you want to come over and give this a sample too? I'll get you a spoon. You'll notice I'm not just brushing this on the floor. If you're at home, you don't want to do that because remember, someone's going to have to clean it up. Here you go. Everybody, Chris. So give that a shot. Like I said, this will be...
Get all the goodness in there.
I know. It'll be really good when it's cold. We love making this. It's such an easy, inexpensive dish to make.
Delicious.
Is that good? Yeah. Now it just needs to chill for an hour and it'll really be good. Huh. Bring this to your picnic. Bring it to your barbecue. Take it over to your neighbor's house. It's a great little comfort food. And again, the yield. I mean, look at that. It's a huge, huge bowl. Now I'm not going to add the Parmesan to the bowl and put that in the fridge. You want to add that when it's plated. When you put it in a bowl to serve, then grate it on there. Otherwise, some of that Parmesan cheese will break down and it just gets soggy. You want fresh ingredients. So there it is, Zesty Italian today. Don't forget, you can find our new website at www.lifeunscriptedmedia.com. There you can find out everything about this show from Prep to Plate. You can find out about our Spotify podcast channel, Life Unscripted with Morgan and Chris. We talk about all kinds of fun stuff. We just have a great time doing this. So if you get a chance, check it out. You can find us on Facebook under our podcast with Morgan and Chris. We post down there all the time. We have all kinds of things going on, a lot of fun events. People are really having fun. We're getting so super excited. We're getting sponsors out of left field. So very humbled, love it. Thank you from us to you, the viewers, the listeners. We couldn't be more happy. So thank you very much. We appreciate each and every one of you. So from Chris,
Yes.
and myself, have a great rest of your week. New show will be coming again soon. Hopefully I don't screw that one up and have to redo it. So bye everyone. See you next time.
Unscripted from prep to play. Pull up a chair, don't be late.